Been doing a great job of that so far. Nate through the sky yet again. He says, I'll do it all by myself this time. High-paced action from both of these squads. Love this aggression. And now Goat Lotion looking for something in the middle. The pass is there. And it's shots continue to rain down in both directions. Diamond Dude will dance around as Ronom continues to be a menace.
What?
Triple kill.
Unfortunately, the fade might not be put down by Jake. Sarah does answer back, and now, once again, only the chamber remains right around the corner, but Jake finds one. Not going to be enough.
Had the perfect in that first round there, Piggy getting some offense in, and you know that Dino's burnt out here, but that doesn't seem to matter to him. So once again in the corner, just trying to get anything going. Yeah, meeting in the air for this as well, trying to find one more opportunity here. Tenino can be able to clinch this, but watch that. We see a level 3, I believe, here from Garlic Bread.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the WSSEA 2025 Grand Finals here. And we got an exciting best of 5 and maybe a repeat from last season. But before we dive into all the details of this exciting matchup, I've got to introduce the handsome man to my digital right, Orbital. How are we feeling, my friend?
Feeling good, feeling good. Been busy, of course, but always time to drop on by the WSSEA and get to cast some more finals here. This one is going to be interesting, as you said. As to me, rematches always mean there's a little bit more than just pride, the standings and all on the line. There's a little bit of grudge behind it as well.
Yeah, last time these two teams met in the championship last season, it was a nail-biter that went all the way to that best-of-5, 3-2 that favored Tenino. So going to be looking for that back-to-back championships here. Obviously, Kennedy Catholic looking for some revenge. Both of these schools undefeated. Tenino 3-0'd every single team they've played in regular season, in postseason. Kennedy Catholic, almost the same. I think they had 1-3-1 in the mix. So, I mean, you really couldn't ask for better competition here today.
No, and it also shows that for both squads, it is about being the best here. A lot of competitions, we see, an underdog sneak their way into the mix. No, this is teams that have played hard, played consistent, and been at the top of their game, be given the chance to prove it here at the Grand Finals. This is exactly what you want to see when it comes down to a competition after a very long season to show your stuff. The fact that neither team has really dropped games, though, does lead me to believe there might be some snowballing moments throughout the series.
We won't have to wait too much longer to find out. But before we get into it, I do want to give a huge shout out to Zotac Gaming for powering today's stream, because thanks to their incredible support, we're able to bring this broadcast to all of you, getting to help showcase all the wonderful, young, and amazing talent we have here in Scholastic Esports. So don't forget, you can show your appreciation to Zotac Gaming by giving them a shout out on social media. You can join their Discord. And when you make those shout outs, don't forget to use hashtag powered by Zotac or hashtag Zotac USA. Make that post. Let us know who you think might win today's matchup.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if I'm going to sit there and I'm going to watch the likes of Kennedy Catholic be able to topple Tenino, get a little bit of revenge, I better hope I'm tagging the right people to make it seen by everyone in that world, because, listen, you get the run back, you say, hey, that Game 5 last time did not work. It was just a little bit off. We come back with a fresh squad and a fresh set of eyes and hands. We're going to show you what's what. Either that or Tenino gets to roll out and say, look, we're going to be putting you on the socials when we claim the crown at the end of the day.
They had a dominating performance last week. Tenino did against Silas. I know the first game was like 6-0, followed up by an 8-0. I mean, not only do they score in bunches, but they're usually pretty good on that defensive side as well. And this is a young team. They have a senior that is a sub in Zippy, but they've got, I believe, 2 freshmen in Nath and West, who we knew Nath as Shredder last year, also a dominating force. And then they got a young sophomore, Diamond Dog, kind of leading that way. So this is a really young roster looking to create a dynasty. They've already got one championship belt, under the arm there, and now looking for a second. Back-to-back could be huge for this young squad.
Go ahead and roll into game number 1. Tenino off to the races as West to hammer one into the sky at the moment, playing a little bit fast and furious, which I personally like in game number 1s. I always say game 1s are the feeling period, but when it comes to the grand finals, you want to start things off with a bang and a half.
Always nice to start out on that right foot, but I agree. I'm always looking for that more aggressive team. Who's able to get up into the ball or up into the sky to challenge that ball? Who's looking for the bumps and the demos? And so looking for that aggressive play here early, but typical of game 1. We call it that feeler game. We see a lot of Pong and really just kind of feeling out your opponents and their play style here.
One of the big things is, can I go for the aerials? Are they actually going to challenge me a lot of the time? Is their challenge actually good? Can I dribble? Are they looking for more of the defensive plays? What can I get away with? And what do they like to do? Right now, it's a soft defensive game. Tenino allowing it pretty dang close to the goal line, but not allowing it to cross. So far, it's been a comfortable pacing, nobody getting too over-aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, you want to be aggressive, but you also have to be careful. You have to respect your opponents here. I mean, you're looking at the number 1 and number 2 seed, both teams undefeated. And I mean, one of these teams only dropping 1 round, the other 0 rounds. So I think you respect your opponents here. That's what we're seeing. And it just kind of speaks volumes for the mental of these young students. They've come with a game plan. They're prepared to try and attack this Tenino squad. And so, like I said, I think we're in for a real treat here as they get almost an opportunity, but some great defensive stops here from Tenino.
Yep, as you said, the defense from this young, hungry squad that, a dynasty takes 3 and they're 1 of 3 so far. need to go ahead and do the same, and also just kind of stack up their career here. You gotta have that, kind of have that history of, dude, I've gotten championships very, very consistently. Give me my due rewards. But right now, this Kennedy Catholic showing them a little bit of that boot, keeping the defense strong outside, closer to that midfield angle, challenging early to do fast breakaways.
Great to build up those accolades early, especially as time goes on through high school, and maybe look toward that college scene or scholarships as well. But so far, this has been a great one. I mean, we're just about halfway point, and we've seen some first games that have some big score lines. This one, 0-0 halfway through. Both defenses playing just absolutely flawless at the moment. Who will be the first team to find that flaw, to find that crack in the defense?
Really depends. Tenino have been very aggressive as well now, starting to step up 2-3 members, trying to punch through for a goal. They haven't really gone for a passing play of sorts. It's been a lot of challenges left and right. And if you get over aggressive, all of a sudden it's Kennedy to get their shot on the net. Great divergence, forcing a little bit of a change there as Tenino doing comfortable for themselves.
Comfortable at the moment, but we haven't seen anything too crazy just yet. Tacky looking for a bit of a flip reset there. Has some help in the background. Goat Lotion tucks this one toward the net. It was open for a moment. Tenino just able to get back in time. The booming clear, and it's a shot on target. Even better save from Goat Lotion, and now we're starting to see this tempo increase a bit.
Yep, gotta push it fast. You don't want to go to OT in game number 1. You know there's plenty of time to play later as well. You don't want to get this one under your belt. All of a sudden, you say, hey, the feeling period's there. We've been a little bit too soft on feeling each other out. Now we need to start exploiting some of those weaknesses. Taki gonna do that. High rise, lands it into the hands of Tenino. Tenino rolling it out and around, but a little bit of demo. Draws a little bit of ire. Eyes out as trying his best. And it's a slow ball as we enter the final minute.
Into the final minute we go, and somehow still scoreless. I'm a little bit surprised by this fact, actually, especially with Tenino's ability to score in bunches throughout the regular season. But now stepping up to another juggernaut here in their own right, Kennedy Catholic. They've done a great job weathering this storm. If they can find a late game goal here and steal away game number 1, it is Goat Lotion to slip it on in. 38 seconds, and Kennedy Catholic now in the driver's seat.
I love that read. You put a little bit more offense on that midfield hold, and you saw that Tenino put 2 in the defensive end. Only 1 could try and fight, and they were off in La La Land. Well played. Kennedy Catholic now either going to go for a second aggressive goal attempt, or just roll out for the last 30 seconds. Both are viable options.
Well, up in toward the sky comes West, trying to apply some more pressure here. Booming clear the other direction. 8th is going to have to scoop this one up, but it's already taken away from Goat Lotion. We're seeing Kennedy Catholic really beginning to piece together some good give-and-go passing plays here.
Of course, will it continue to do so? 10 seconds left. Quiet but aggressive is how I'd count this game so far. Very calm in the win there. Kennedy Catholic step up for game 1.
Big goal, and it comes late in game 1 here for Kennedy Catholic. So they get up into that driver's seat early. This is the first time all season, regular or postseason, that we've seen Tenino drop a single game. So you gotta be feeling good if you're Kennedy Catholic here in the opening moments.
Not just that, I want you to notice how many shots were actually on the net. It was 3 versus 4. Very, very quiet in terms of where you were actually pushing that ball. There's a lot of meeting of the minds, and the balls were a little bit errant. So even with the faster pace, it felt like there wasn't overall a lot of hard shots committed. I want to see it, though, happen again. Maybe 4 or 5 is what I'm hoping to see.
We'll see if they can step it up into the shot column department here at Tenino. Needing to get something on target. They haven't had as many opportunities down here as we're used to seeing from this squad. They get one here, but it falls to the wayside. Nobody able to capitalize on the slow roller in front of the net, and Tenino is going to have to take a deep breath and reset. It seems like Kennedy Catholic just feeling a little bit more comfortable out here at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, this is, I don't know if it's going to continue, because Tenino have yet to, I mean, they've been waking up, but they haven't really handled, I think, a lot of their speed attempts. They haven't really rocked out with a lot of those one-off attempts. Their defense has been stalwart, don't get me wrong, but it's been very quiet in the passing in that attempt as the ball falls a little bit short of that goal line. Kennedy Catholic booted back the other way, looks to take it over one of the defenders, but West is able to deny. Another attempt by Jeff as it goes off the corner post. Is there a third in the wings? No, there is not. Tenino stave off yet another goal.
The MVP, sometimes that most valuable post, keeping that one out here for Tenino. But Kennedy Catholic, you talk about an onslaught, and from game 1 to game 2, it seems like they've quickened the pace even more. It's an open net momentarily. Jeffy able to squeeze back in time. He finds the save. The demo from Tacky as well. And that'll alleviate some of the pressure. But possession changes hands once more. Goat Lotion tries to pass backward. That's a dangerous pass. And Tenino not able to scoop up that double tap.
All you need, fair opportunity, it feels like. Either squad willing to give up that defensive game. It's happening all over again. Boost, though, being held by Tenino. They have done well in trying to convert on a lot of those boost patterns. It's going to be enough, though. That's the question. They've been able to hold themselves up and around in terms of fighting those maxes, but hasn't yielded that many results just yet. Here comes another attempt off the backboard, but it's a little bit wide.
Yeah, boost management, an equally important aspect. You don't always need those big hundies in the corner at midfield. There's plenty of nickels and dimes scattered across the field. And Kennedy Catholic could drop another dime into the back of the net here. That one gets knocked away momentarily. Now across midfield, off the backboard. No boost in the tank for Nap, though. And he can't finalize that play. Already the other direction. And Kennedy Catholic just continues to play with this quickened tempo.
Course, even if you're quick, if you're not firing accurately, it ain't gonna work unless you're shooting 7-8 attempts here. You can go as fast as you want, but it ain't gonna be in your favor. One of the few demos we've seen so far in this series right there. Tenino getting a little bit aggressive, which I do like. Stop their pattern, stop the levelness of the defense and offensive pattern. Get messy with it. Start forcing the opponent to recognize, step out of line. Gonna get hit and their car's gonna be gone for a few precious seconds.
Oh, Jeffy trying to make some magic happen in front of the net, and all of a sudden the muscles as well. But Tenino hanging on by a thread will find the save. A little less than 90 seconds here in this one, and Tenino getting some pressure down here in this KC territory. That shot a bit wide into the right. West coming in with some power, but couldn't quite orientate that car in the correct direction. And now we see Kennedy Catholic back the other way yet again. They've just done such a great job of really dealing with the pressure that Tenino normally brings in the situation.
Yeah. There's the rare opportunity that you needed, and that will be West to slowly cycle one in. I honestly, not much steam behind it because it was just a little bit of a waddle into the goal, but a goal is a goal at the end of the day.
That's right. You know, it doesn't matter how it gets there as long as it gets there. So we walk that one on in. Tenino will enjoy their first lead here in the series as a whole. And much like in game 1 for KC, it comes very late within this last minute. So they've just got to hold on for a little while longer. And what a shot, but what a save from Tacky to keep this one close.
It just goes to show, if we see Kennedy Catholic score, it is going to be very, very aggressive and very much a deserving goal at the end of the day. Tenino, though, rolling out 30 seconds, trying to juggle off the side, two-piece pass, it rolls, knocks one, and there's Diamond to put a definitive second here in game 2.
Ooh, let the dogs out, baby. Diamond Dog. I was getting ready to touch on this because this is a player that normally doesn't have many issues scoring. It's been a little bit silent here in these first couple games, but now a breath of fresh air, a rude awakening, and maybe that single spark to ignite the spectral fire here for Tenino and the rest of the squad. They're up by 2, and there's only 15 seconds in this one. It's a crazy bouncer that doesn't find its way in, and with that, Tenino will eat up more precious time off the clock.
See if they can pull it off right now, but I mean, this is solid work. Game 1 quiet, game 2 just as. It is going to be a treat and a half to see how this is broken. We're essentially down to a BO3, but this time, look at Tenino. As I called, Hot Sauce, I wanted to see more shots. I love seeing that number, double digits.
Yeah, I mean, and it's such a turnaround from game 1, and so that's what you'd love to see here from a talented team like Tenino. Sometimes we talk about those first game jitters, the championship. Yeah, they've been here before, and they've won one, but maybe that pressure of the back-to-back and having to play against Kennedy Catholic again just caused some issues in game 1. It's nice to see that they're able to make those adjustments in game 2. They come out with a flawless 2-0 victory. And now it's back into the court of Kennedy Catholic, so to speak. Can they also make these adjustments on the fly? Can they figure out what they need to do differently to come out on top here in game 3?
Not let a slow roller get away from them. Step number 1. That first goal felt so weak and yet strong at the same time. No other ways to put it. I want to see Kennedy get back a lot of their fire, get back a lot of their shot potential here. Speed is good, accuracy a little bit waning. And if your accuracy is waning, just go for the quantity instead. Tenino, that seems like that's what they've done as well, as we start to see the demo action occur. A 1-for-1 at the end as the players say, okay, reset after 3 seconds.
Oh, the demo. Love seeing the demos and the car parts exploding here. I'm a fan of the aggression and living life in the fast lane. It'll surely make you lose your mind, they say, but not for Tenino here. And now at midfield, recollecting that 100 at mid as well. They're beginning to apply this pressure. They're getting up to that ball just a bit quicker. And now we're seeing Tenino in that full form in which we're used to seeing him. But Kennedy Catholic has been putting up this great fight. They still need to find this clear, and they might get it here.
For Kennedy Catholic, I love those bumps that we're seeing a little bit more every so often. A little bit of a roller, but Goat Lotion says no thank you. I didn't want that ball anyway. Nino's like, sure you didn't. See if we can keep playing without that ball in hand. So far, minute is quiet, so at this point, Hot Sauce, we're just chilling until we wait for that singular moment where the clock ticks down to that final minute.
Yeah, I thought maybe we were going to get blessed with one there. That was a sketchy play. Diamond Dog able to keep it out. Now back the other direction. But you're right. Both of these goals, or all these goals, really have come virtually within that final minute or just a few seconds around. So it wouldn't surprise me if we see something similar. It's two teams playing to the top of their ability through almost those 5 minutes. And it's just one of these teams able to capitalize on that minor mistake. So not much room for error when you're playing in a championship here. And now with 3 minutes on the clock, we are still scoreless in game 3.
I mean, I feel like this adds so much tension as Kennedy Catholic. I don't even think they expected it. A boom from long range snipes that bottom left.
Oh, Diamond Dog trying to get there in time, but not able to do so. So, I mean, we see a goal come in much earlier this time. So I guess at a positive here for a minimum for Tenino is that, yeah, they were scored on, but they've got 2 minutes and 45 seconds left to find a goal of their own. So as long as they can keep playing some good defense, find this equalizer, which they'll get a shot here. It's a bit wide and to the right as well, but they're beginning to pepper a lot more shots, it would appear.
I can kind of dig it, but for Kennedy Catholic, now he gets to defend for a little bit longer. Second half time, Tenino made it work last time. They said, look, game 2 was ours. We were able to seal away 1, and we even had the largest point gap between this 2-0. If it happens one more time, a little bit of a roller though. Kennedy Catholic going for the ground game. Diamond seeing an opportunity to sprint back. However, bump from behind is it a little bit wider as Kennedy Catholic say no thank you.
No thank you for the time being, and they're going to keep this one out as well. They have done a great job of dealing with this offensive pressure from Tenino. Taki will slow it down momentarily, maybe trying to bite out a fake, but it does allow for teammates to get into position. They got to be careful, though. One defender to beat Taki, no boost in the tank, but it's a great stop and some pressure back the other direction to buy some time and look to scoop up some of those boosts.
Kennedy Catholic playing this one a little bit slow now. Trying to keep check and keep a lot of those boosts in their hand. Everyone seemed to struggle in terms of keeping eyes on the ball. Open net, though, as it rolls through. Hits the top crossbar, though. And Tenino get a gift from the gods that could have easily been 2-0.
Yeah, and then this late in the game, 2-0 could be tough to come back from. So able to keep it close, and Nath over the top. The assist from Diamond Dog. We take another look at it here, and it gets down to the nitty-gritty. Diamond muscling Tacky off. The shot just over the head of the defender, and now Tenino has found the equalizer. And with 1:07 left, things are about to get real hot out here.
Oh, and that ball crossing right in front of the net was a dicey one at the end. Very, very scary stuff. Of course, it's all about that final 1 minute left. This is where things get messy. This is where teams are made or broken. It's punted away here. Aki picks it up, carries it a little bit further, but back towards the team's own side.
Now, those bats backwards can be dangerous, but dealt with here well, and able to collect that 100 at mid as well. Taki's going to steal this one away. Looks to keep the 100 in the corners. Diamond will pressure forward through the sky, comes west, but not able to drop this one down. There's not a ton of boost in the tank for Nath as well. Able to get hard to the ball and toward the Diamond Dog side. Potential breakaway for Kennedy, but West recognizes back the other direction. The shot decently on target. Nath steps up big to find a stop. 10 seconds on the clock.
Loving this right now, hot sauce, but we are headed into what could be that OT. Slow roller means it's 6 to the ground. Pick up by Tacky. Can you juggle? Okay, bring it on high. Boot out once again. Teammate in the goal line, and that's goal lotion. 0-second goal to seal game number 3 for Kennedy Catholic.
Nath is going to wish they had this one back. It's a funky touch in the corner, and Nath serves it up to his opponents, and it doesn't get much better than that if you're Kennedy Catholic. A 2-1 victory to put them back up in the series, or in the lead in this series by 1.
I cannot believe that happened.
Yeah, I'm a little bit baffled too.
I can't. Because there were so many opportunities where we could have seen Kennedy Catholic get a goal. We saw a lot of long booms. We saw that one that rolled in front of Tenino's net. That would have gone in if it didn't hit the crossbar, right? The enemy of everyone. And yet Kennedy Catholic, last second, recognized a one-pass play, set up their attacker in the mid-box, said no worries, and now Tenino is 1 game away from being the runner-up and having their dynasty hopes shattered.
Hey, Kennedy Catholic, they want this sweet revenge. They've had to wait all season to get back here to try and get revenge against Tenino, who stole it away from him last year in a 3-2 victory that went all the way to a best-of-5. Can Tenino push us into that elusive Game 5 here yet again, or will Kennedy Catholic be able to close it out in dominating fashion? We're going to learn a lot here in Game 4. It's early peppered shots. West getting credited with that one, Nate as well, but Jeff will find the save and now headed the other direction.
Soft roll moment, however, Tacky challenge 2, and in our earliest goal of the series so far, Kennedy Catholic put themselves up 1.
I mean, there was no boost left in the tank there for either of those players from Kennedy Catholic. Jeffy using it all in the sky to get that pass over toward Tacky, who does capitalize, and it just seems Kennedy Catholic it's like they're a little bit more comfortable than Tenino today. They're spreading that field, they're trusting in their teammates, whereas we see Tenino kind of coagulating together a little bit, some more double commits than we're used to seeing from Tenino, and so they really have to take a deep breath and try to reset here. They've got 4 minutes to make the magic happen, or it might just be done in 3.
Quick demo here. Aggression from Kennedy as they smell blood in the water, but that's the even up that you want. West comes in with the scorcher of a goal to tie things up.
Take another look here. Nath powering around the horn. West, great positioning and some good teamwork and communication from Tenino. So from one early goal to the next, we find that equalizer. It's a relatively quick response. That was a dangerous kickoff as well. And these guys keep me gasping at the edge of my seat.
I know now. 1 into this one saying these are getting messy. Maybe Catholic. Wondering how this punches. That's another one option. Diamond said we ain't waiting any longer. And that'll be the second for Tenino.
I mean, they've got to take matters in their own hand, and we see it here. West getting up, setting this one in front of the net, whereas in some of these previous plays, we haven't seen Tenino in that correct position, able to capitalize on some of these goals that are near the front of the net, whether there's a defender there or not. But that's not the case this time. We see Diamond Dog in great positioning and is able to find the back of the net. Tenino will enjoy this 1-point lead for at least a moment. But how long can they hold on to it? Kennedy Catholic has been that slightly faster team so far in this series and already looking to knock at the net one more time.
Ooh. This is getting spicy again. Tenino, they had to waver a little bit on their defense or on their aggressive end. I've had the ball on their side of the field a little bit more often than not, which is a little bit frustrating, I'm sure, for them. The Catholic, though, still a little bit sad that they're down one right now. Tries to go for a big shot. Boomed out an opponent, though. But Tenino that get in their way. Scramble to try and get a shot on the goal. 50 goes high. Nowhere else. Hiccup by Kennedy Catholic.
Just cresting past that halfway point here. We'll tuck it into the corner of Kennedy Catholic. We'll look at that second touch there as well. But there's a big demo at midfield, and that was that third man coming in. It's a wide open net, but that extra punch doesn't come in from Kennedy, and Tenino on the respawn from the demo will come in just in the nick of time.
And these saves are by a hair's breadth, which I love. Kennedy Catholic reading that well, positioning on that left bar. Saying perfect spot to hold. Another kick back. Tenino setting things up, but misses that kick. That would have been a perfect open left box. And they miss. Oh, that feels bad. Kennedy Catholic getting a freebie.
I can't think of the time all season where I've seen Diamond Dog miss that shot, and it kind of alludes back to that comfortability that I was talking about earlier. What seemed like Kennedy Catholic was a little more comfortable. They were spreading the field and getting downfield with ease. It seems like those roles have changed just a little bit, though. It's been Tenino here in Game 4 with the majority of the pressure. Kennedy Catholic playing from the back foot here. Not the touch they were hoping for. Has a little help. Doesn't win the 50. Will touch this one away, so it's no easy shots for Kennedy. But now into the corner. That is another big touch here from Tenino to send it back the other direction.
For Tenino, 1 minute left. This is where things can either be made or broken. Tenino currently fighting for their grand championship lives. If they're able to hold on, they are able to force a Game 5. They don't. Kennedy Catholic will take this one away.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in, you know, physically and mentally. The nerves, everything on the line here. We'll see Tenino trying to hold on for 30 more seconds. They just have to make sure they don't let any crazy plays happen. I mean, we saw that last one where it was Tenino who served it up for Kennedy Catholic in front of their own net for that late regulation win. So they can't afford to make any minor mistakes here. They've got to close out game number 4.
10 seconds. Packy waiting for a possible chance. Nice bump of a defender. You gotta juggle your way out. It's a setup by your team, and you get bumped by Tenino. Ball's high, still leading off, but a nice determined puts Tenino in the victory. And hot sauce, we got a Game 5.
Well, I'm having flashbacks, Orbital, of last season. We have made it to the Game 5. Kennedy Catholic, we're hoping to steal it away in 4. And now you wonder, is that a thought that is lingering at the back of their mind? It's something that happened to them last season. They don't want the repeat to happen this season. But Tenino, they are hungry for the back-to-back champions. Can Kennedy Catholic solidify their revenge? Or will Tenino get the repeat championship? It all comes down to game number 5, Tenino versus Kennedy Catholic.
I'd only ask for a better series. I only wish there were more goals, but the defense and the offense has been a thing of beauty. Hot Sauce, you know, I love blood in the waters. I love when things get messy. I love when goals fly. But there is something about quality play where neither team is really able to score, but you can feel that tenseness in every single moment.
Certainly has been tense. It must be insane for the players because I find my Finch Clist sitting at the edge of my seat, picking my jaw up off the ground in my own excitement as if I'm almost there on the pitch. So it's hard to imagine what they might be going through as well. But they've shown great mental fortitude throughout the regular season and the postseason. It's what they've been fighting for. It all comes down to this one final game, and you couldn't ask for a better way to wrap up the season. These two teams continuing to have a slugfest here in front of the goal line for Tenino, and the shot is good. The GOAT lotion, the GOAT himself, looking to solidify this first goal, and it comes relatively early here, much like the previous game.
I cannot believe this is how it's going to go down as well. Remember, the last time these two teams played, it went down to Game 5 as well, and Tenino was able to sneak it away. Now I'm recognizing that that might be more than just a sneak. It might be the whole reason Kennedy are playing like this. A fast 2 in the first minute and some change.
This is going to be really tough for Tenino now at this point. Down by 2. In all of these games, the winning team has had 2 goals other than game 1. So it's been a very low-scoring series here. And that makes me worry a little bit for Tenino. They're down by 2 early. Can they find a way to fight back? I guess the nice thing about being down early is that you do have 3.5 minutes to find a way to come back, but that one knocked out of the goal line from Kennedy.
No way. No way. They do it a third time. They do. Jeff is all you need to say as Kennedy put their third of the game on the board.
Yeah, and I did see, I think maybe there was a mess up with the Epic Games on this recent update. Jeff, we've been calling him Jeff here and there, but it is technically Jeffy, so I do apologize. Jeffy,
Yep.
We know you're out there dominating. And now a third goal. With the way that the series has been played out here, Orville, everything would tell me that Tenino cannot come back from this. We haven't seen anybody score 3 goals in this series yet, and to be up by 3 is a huge feat. Can Tenino dig deep into the pockets? Can they pull a rabbit out of their hat? What tricks do they have up their sleeve?
They better find something. I don't know. Find 3 rabbits, a couple eggs, maybe a diamond. I don't know, because it is difficult. Kennedy Catholic have already shown that they know all the tricks. They've seen what's under the cloth on the table. They know how the trick is performed. And they're saying, if you don't beat us with real magic, it ain't gonna happen here. You have 2.5 minutes to show what you got. But right now, Kennedy Catholic are saying you are being put away for good. 4-0 in Game 5.
I mean, Kennedy Catholic just continues to hammer these nails into the coffin, and it might not be the final nail just yet, but it is certainly an additional one, and with 4 in there, it's going to be hard for Tenino to pry their way out of this one. They have got to start scoring in bunches, and I'd love to see some more demos from Tenino after they find this pass downfield. Maybe look to demo or bump that goalie out of the net. Open up some of those opportunities for your teammates. We haven't seen them really have this type of pressure or difficulties all season, and now they're having to deal with it in the championship, let alone a Game 5.
Tenino, they're seeing their hopes of a back-to-back championship slip away in front of their eyes. You can almost see the speed, the gas, the energy leaving their cars, as that's a 5th for Kennedy Catholic, really putting the point on this series.
Well, you know, they say when it rains, it pours. Jeffy and crew are pouring on the goals, up to 5. I mean, like I said earlier, all these goals or winning teams have been at least 2 goals other than Game 1. The fact that we're looking at a 5-0 feat with only 1:50 on the clock, you start to wonder, is there even a way for Tenino to come out of this? But at a minimum, you'd like to see him score a few and keep it competitive here. Kennedy Catholic has really showed up and showed out here in Game 5.
Of every single moment. And honestly, it's a breath of fresh air for the squad, because that tension that has been held through 4 games of low scores and impeccable defense and offense, has yielded this kind of shattering of the dream, breaking out in flight. I love it. Kennedy Catholic are looking for 2 more. Give him the Brazilian if you can, or even more so. This is a show and a half as Hot Sauce, we're reaching the final minute.
1 minute to go, and you know, some people like the 20 or 30-second rule, but even at the 10-second rule, you just don't have enough time to find 6 goals. Tacky will tack another goal on. It's 6-0, and it does appear that Kennedy Catholic will get that sweet, sweet revenge.
Hot Sauce, I sit here as a sub. I sit here. I hopped in. You asked me to join you, and I said, sure. What could happen? What would be so interesting in the grand finals? My God, am I thrilled now? Quick bumps around, put a 7th on there. Tonight, are like, please don't do it to us.
I gotta say, I'm honestly pleasantly surprised here. I thought that, I mean, it was a very close series, but it felt like Tenino had that slight upper hand. They're returning champions. They hadn't dropped a single round all year until they get to this point. Another undefeated squad of Kennedy Catholic who had only dropped 1 round, but playing against a powerhouse like Tenino, they find themselves in game 5. They don't want to repeat of the previous season, and they made sure of it this year. 6 goals, 5 seconds on the clock. Kennedy Catholic will hear the sweet chin music one more time. They get to hoist that trophy. They get the bragging rights, and the cherry on top from Jeffy up to 7. Kennedy Catholic High School, your WSSEA 2025 Grand Finals champion.
If there was ever a statement made, that was it. Kennedy Catholic ride in, knights in shining armor, and shatter whatever army Tenino had today. Games 1 through 4, I give credit where credit is due. Very fast-paced, very aggressive from either squad, both teams firing on the offense and defense. But I did say before the series, teams feel sometimes that they might filter on a little bit of, I want to say, emotional levels. If someone gets momentum, they will run with it. And that game 5 was all momentum.
Yeah, you know, and I saw, I think it was Coach Woods from Lake Stevens in chat there as well. There was a 3rd place battle going on at the same time. Silas and Lake Stevens going head to head. That went to a game 5 with a crazy game 5 final round as well, where Lake Stevens was barely able to beat out Silas for that 3rd place victory. Silas will get 4. So again, a big congratulations to all the teams here today, as Tenino, unfortunately, will have to get back to the drawing board. Well, we talked about it, right? There's I think 2 freshmen and a sophomore for their starting roster. So plenty of time for them to find their way back into a championship. For Kennedy Catholic, and this creates such a great rivalry. They fell a little short last year in game 5. They make the adjustments. They put in the hard work throughout the offseason and the regular season to get it done in 5 this time. And we talked about it. The cherry on top, a 7-0 win in game 5. It doesn't get much better for Kennedy Catholic.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, between all 4 games, I think that actually matched how many goals were made in all 4 of the other games. It was a very powerful statement at the very end saying, look, we have victory, and that's something that I hope these players chase as well. I know they've won so many games in the past, but to find that state of almost euphoria, that ability to let go of a lot of the tension that I'm sure was on the shoulders as soon as they got that 1st and 2nd goal, it felt like all the weight was off their shoulders. They started playing more confidently, and when you play confidently, especially with the crown on your head now going into next season, I hope to see even more goals fly than just 7.
It has been truly an amazing season here, and just a really fun time to get to watch it all unfold. But a great job by Tenino trying to fight back, but it is Kennedy Catholic who gets that championship in what was an amazing series, and wouldn't be complete without our amazing sponsors as well. A big shout out to LandFest and their Scholastic Esports program, a program that supports this league and many others. Since launching, LandFest has delivered over 300 broadcasts to Scholastic leagues in both Washington State and Indiana. And while we provide these broadcasts free of charge, that's right, free, for the leagues, the schools, and the teams we cover. And that's all possible because of all of you out there and your generous donations. Every $200 raised covers the operating costs for an entire regular season broadcast. So if you appreciate your work, or our work, and you are able to help out, please scan that QR code and donate today. You can also find it at landfest.com/scholastic.
Very, very kind of everyone that has helped us out and made sure that, we can continue, as you said, to provide some awesome broadcasts and just show the grand finals like this. Hopefully we got to do even more in the future.
Absolutely. Would love to do more in the future. Orbital, as always, we greatly appreciate you stepping in here at the end on the fly. We can always count on our boy Orbital, and it's always a pleasure to be in the booth with you as well. I'd love to take a minute to thank everybody behind the scenes before we get going here today, though. Connie and Taylor always producing and running the show, making our job so much easier. They don't often get enough credit. So a big shout out to all the people in the background, the teachers, the students, the competitors, and most importantly, all of you hanging out with us in chat here today. We certainly appreciate each and every one of you. Make sure you hit that follow button down below so you don't miss out on any of the action to come. Big shout out to Zotac and Landfest, of course. And with that, we will say our final goodbye. We do remind everybody to tune in tomorrow at the same time for the Valorant Championships as well. My name is Hot Sauce. The handsome man to my digital right is Orbital Casting. Guys, you guys have been beautiful. Again, thank you for your time. Take care and have a wonderful evening.